Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We're in game number 3, the final game here between True and Light. Right now they're tied up 1-1. Light won the Roaring Currents game and True won the Litmus game. Probably not a huge surprise to anyone, but kind of interesting games, but fast and furious. Not a big surprise there because True is an aggressive, more early game player, and Light is a more passive late game player. So realistically, True should try to get the game decided pretty quickly. There's like, you got to be god tier to stop Light in the late game. Like even back in Flash's prime, the one thing that I always said was Flash is by far the best at everything, but Light is basically the same as him at SK Terran. And I think everyone would have agreed with me as well. And there was a time where JYJ, I think, was that level as well at SK Terran. SK Terran, of course, being Marine Medic Firebat. I mean, Marine Medic Firebat. Well, it should be that as well. But Marine Medic Science Vessel. I have Firebats on the mind right now. But yeah, he's just so good at that. You don't want to get into that situation against him. Even in this meta right now that favors Zerg against SK Terran. People have become very good at Defiler play. And in fact, I think True is quite good with it. He has a different style. He does more roaming with like a Ling Hydra Defiler, plague farming type of style when he gets that late game. But I don't see him go for it very often. I think he's not as comfortable with it, although I think he is good at it. So anyways, we're on Polestar here. Currently my favorite map. I think Polestar is just ridiculously good. The more I play it, the more I appreciate it. There's very little that I find wrong with it. Here, let's just reveal it for a minute because we don't have a lot going on. It's like a regular 2-hatch opener versus a wall. So it's like, okay, nothing crazy. But yeah, just revealing the map and zooming way out, just showing you, right? It's like, it's pretty standard. It's pretty cool. The only thing that I've found a little bit problematic is this base. This particular one it's very awkward getting up this ramp through this little area into a good defensive position, right? The command center goes here. So like if you want to defend this, it's very tight here. It's very tight here. There's not good surface area. The wall that you make with depots is very close to the command center. If you look at the other bases, it's not like that. The command center goes here on this one. You can see how much more open area there is for defense. And that's on each of these, right? It's like this one's a little tight, a little tighter than top left. This one's not very tight at all. It's really, this is the only base that's a little tiny bit off. I think, yeah, maybe if they moved this over a little bit or something, I don't know. Anyways, the map overall is absolutely fantastic. Again, that's the only problem that I've found with it. And yeah, we have the game's kind of getting started, so let's take a look. Oh my god, he got a drone. Well, he dived with the Marine. The Marine was going to die no matter what. Either you walk in and you walk out, or you dive. And if you dive, the Marine should always die. But he buys a little bit of time and gets a drone, so that's nice. You know, this one Marine walkout I've talked about a lot, how it's like really just a pro level move. If they're close spawn, like, you know, you can walk out with that one Marine, especially if you scout him first, because no one wants to make 2 lings right at the beginning. At lower levels, you'll see people make like 6 or even 8 lings at the beginning, and sometimes win the game with those lings. You know, it's really different moves are for different levels because of the types of optimizations people take. But of course, even that can be abused with some mind games. Okay, so taking a look, layers done, Spire on the way. Speed upgrade is coming as well. A +1 build from Light. No big surprise there. Just about every pro goes +1 every time behind a wall. I've been actually praising people a lot when they actually go Academy rushes instead, because I think that metagame-wise, that's pretty smart. Not many people are really dying to +1 pushes anymore. It's pretty rare. But yeah. Looks like a small group of speedlings coming out, but there's plenty of Marines. You're not really going to break through here. It would be kind of foolish to try. Stim on the way. We'll see a bunch of barracks added here shortly. Taking a look at True's base. Yeah, he's just drawn up. He hasn't made too many Zerglings, and we'll see where he wants that 3rd hatch. Does he want it just in his main base, or is he going to expand? And it looks like he'll expand with it. But will it be an expansion to another corner, or maybe 6 o'clock? It's hard to say. Okay, so it'll be somewhere in the bottom left, either the natural or the main base. Both are totally fine. The main is a little bit more defendable in the mid game and probably a little bit better against builds like this, whereas this one gives you a much better late game. And he'll take this one. So this one's a little bit closer and doesn't have a ramp. So, like, for instance, a lot of times you save this base by morphing a lurker egg, 2 lurker eggs on the ramp and 1 behind, and then you burrow the one behind and then the other 2 finish and you walk them back a little bit and burrow them while kind of body blocking the Marines. You actually save yourself a lot with that. You can't do something like that here. Here, you have to either kill the army with Zergling Muta or you have to have Sunkens. But this leads into a very easy to hold 4th base because you already have the front defended. Whereas if you're up here, pushing down the ramp can be a pain. So 2 very different ideas based on where you're going to expand. Now, missile turrets being made. Range upgrade is already on the way. Muta's flying out. +1 attack from True. 5th Muta coming up. 6th Muta coming up. And he should have a 7th on the way. Or even more than that. It's fine, too. Little group of Spielings out here. Light looks perfectly defended at the moment. Well, that's a funny second turret. Huh. Don't normally see that location. Or, well, sometimes you see it, but generally if you're making a 3rd turret, it's there. That's interesting. I'll have to think about that a little bit. Maybe it kind of, if you dive on here, maybe this helps more. Kind of an interesting choice. Everyone has their own ideas about good missile turret placement. And all the different missile turret placements do different things as well, based on how you want to control everything. And I think a lot of times nothing is necessarily better than something else. It has more to do with you knowing how to utilize it against your opponent. Like, you have the idea of what it's doing. The personalization of StarCraft is out of this world. Out of this world. So a lot of mutas out right now. This 3rd base going to be getting the gas, so that's very good. But the Marine meta count is truly growing right now for Light. And this is the thing that, like, okay, can True deal with this? Because this is tough. He's got a full group of mutas. They definitely have to stay here and dog these Marines. Yeah, no, I don't think moves like this are worth it right now. A lot of times when you're playing against 4-ax +1, you don't even bother to go into the main base or try to hit the barracks, because you have to reduce the Marine meta count so that you can hold it. Because if you let this grow too big, the ball becomes, like, impenetrable. There's just not much that you can do at that point. 5th rack's being added. The factory going to be finishing up. It's about a 7-minute factory, so about as late as you really want it. Hydra's Den is on the way at that 3rd base. A couple hurt mutas sent away and a couple healthier ones put back in. Light's still sitting pretty defensive, but he's getting really close to what he needs to just walk out. The thing is, what you want to watch for is Hydras hatching. If you see any Hydras pop out of a hatchery, you need to go immediately. And in fact, scans, he sees the Hydra's Den basically finishing. So that gives him a ton of intel. You watch, he's going to move all this down now. He's kind of pushing this back, hotkeying up a little bit. And here we go. It's go time. You see that Hydra's Den, you want to push, you want to threaten the hit before lurkers, because the mutas 100% have to chase you, as long as you've timed it correctly. So see how he's hitting here? This is the wrong play. You have to be dogging this army. I think Light is literally just going to walk in and kill him. Because True needed to slow this down from up here. Like, he needed to non-stop be on top of it. That's just kind of how this position has to be played. Now, he's coming in behind. Oh, catching the medics could make a difference here. Okay, catches, I think, a couple medics there, but still has like 4 medics. Yeah, look at this, stimming in. He is really spread out, and in fact, more medics might go down, but this is so much damage. Yeah, GG is called. Okay, a little bit anticlimactic there, for sure. But sometimes True games are going to look like this. So here's the thing. True tried to play like a really straight-up game. The other 2 games were kind of a bit more dynamic, but part of that has to do with Light's openers and wanting to do tech builds. Notice Light scanning around. He's just checking the position of everything. He wants to make sure he understands exactly what happened there. Good thing to do. But the real problem, like True was playing it correctly at first over here. The real problem was when he dived. If you're going to dive, you either need to make a million Sunkens or already have your lurkers morphing. Because if they're moving out Like, he scanned, he saw the Hydro's Den. As soon as you see that, you have to be like, oh shit, okay. He knows the timing. Because if Terran knows the timing, they know when they need to walk out, which means either the Mutas and Lings or Sunkens have to deal with this push. And he had no Sunkens, and he didn't have that many Lings. He had Mutas, but he chose to dive. And at a lower level, this dive might have gotten him to turn around and defend, but Light knows. He's like, yeah, you can deal as much damage as you want. I'm literally going to kill you. I'm going to end the game. So that's where the big mistake was there for True. And that's something that, you know, True can work on and work on his understanding and become a much better, much stronger player. So anyways, that does it. Kind of a weird series overall, but Light ends up taking it, probably to no one's surprise. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.